Hello everyone, I'm Angelo. I've been homeless in Northern Virginia for 5.5 months now, and I'm in Arlington, Virginia at Arlington Auto Clinic. I'm literally parked right there looking at the place, and I'm actually looking at the mechanic who told me some not good information yesterday. He just looked at me weird and walked away. I'm not trying to go ambush people or anything. I just parked here because I got my oil changed here the other day. And I told them, how you got to start my car. If you don't know, if you haven't seen the other videos, which not a lot of people have, my car, it's a whole mess. To start it, you have to jump start it with a cable, the end's exposed, and you have to touch it to the starter terminal and then the positive battery terminal while the key is turned. I told them this. I left the cable on the dashboard. Went like an hour or two later, the mechanic called me and said, yeah, the car won't start. I said, well, did you have the key in the on position and then touch the cable from the starter terminal to the battery terminal? He said, yeah, I know how to do it. And I said, well, but it should start. He said, your starter's bad. The car won't start. This starter I had on video installing about a month ago. It's a brand new starter. I drove my car from the McDonald's right there. Can you see it? I don't know if you can. I'm not trying to get out. Actually, let me see if I'll get out. I literally drove it from McDonald's across the street, right there, behind me, because the outlets there stopped running power. And so I just left there. So this mechanic told me that the starter that's brand new that I used to get the car from there to here went bad, and coincidentally it happened right at the time, the 2-hour window or so when he had the car. Now the car's running right now. I didn't want to stop it because I'm going to pull out of here soon, and I don't want to have to get out and start the car again. So this mechanic told me, yeah, I know what I'm doing. He got his feelings hurt. He didn't want to just hear what I was saying to try and help him. And I said, okay, well, I'll come over. And I was just trying to be nice. I came over. Of course, I started it fine for him. He didn't know what he was talking about. Now, I'm getting ready to leave for Los Angeles. I just put this out of my mind. Then I thought, wait a minute, he could have given me a huge runaround. If I just didn't, insist that the car worked fine, and I put up with his, his insecure little, outburst where he said, I know what I'm doing. He didn't want to hear how to make the car work. And that's a problem. Why would you accept that from a mechanic? Most of the time, if you hear something from a mechanic, you kind of assume they know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about. This guy was prepared to give me a runaround, and I had to insist on coming over and starting the car myself. So he didn't say anything. What you do when you make a mistake like that is you apologize. Of course he didn't. And it's beneath me to need one in a way. It's incumbent on me to give one when I do something like that. And I actually did something like that the other day, or 2 weeks ago. I was applying for something, and I said, by the way, this kind of work you're going to need to do, it's going to be a lot more than what you're saying. And, I don't really know if the person's sure or not, but I looked back through the information again for this thing I was applying for, and the person was very insistent on it. So I went back and emailed and apologized. I said, I saw you say this information, and if I was obnoxious, I apologize. I'm used to dealing with, clients who have optimistic expectations of work, but and so I have to dial down their expectations, but I don't want to be that, unfairly do that to you. The oil change was only $60. That's a great price. It was a regular oil change. I'm looking it up here. I hope that's good for a car with 144,000 miles on it. But my point is, this guy was prepared to tell me that a $120 starter was bad. Can you imagine if they had started trying to work on it, if I wasn't insistent on saying, let me come over and help me? So here's what I want you to do. Because this guy tried giving bad information to a homeless customer. Let them know that Angelo Mike was their customer on April 24th, 2019. I came in with the Honda Civic that didn't start right, that needed the jump with the starter cable. And let them know that you don't appreciate that the mechanic tried telling me that the starter was bad when you all saw the video of the starter being installed like a month ago. And then the fact that I drove across the street here. And then the fact that he said, I know what I'm doing. Like he was hurt that I was trying to help him. So don't let your information get in the way of the macho guy's ego. So the real issue, I was thinking of it, I left, and then like last night I was thinking, that's unfair to do to someone. Because what if it was somebody who was really willing to spend hundreds of dollars to try and get their starter replaced and then get other stuff fixed in the ignition system? Imagine if like they had just if they had told that to someone who didn't insist on trying to get the car started themselves, if I just believed them. Which I don't know if before I might have been willing to do that. No, I mean, of course, like this time, like I hear you, but I literally drove the car from across the street. So the starter went bad in the last hour and a half, 2 hours. So if you want to call them and let them know here at Arlington Auto Clinic that they mistreated a homeless guy, barely has money, and I'm not trying to spend a bunch of money on a part that they wrongly told me needed to be fixed, you can call them, be polite, assume that the person who answers the phone is not the person who I talked to, because obviously that person's a mechanic. They're probably not going to answer the phone. So don't assume the person, on the phone is like, glad that the mechanic mistreated me or something. They probably don't know. But let them know, because I was thinking, how many other people get screwed over by bad mechanics? I don't even know if this guy was trying to mistreat me. It just sounded like he was kind of, lazy and being a little selfish and wanted to protect his feelings when I was like threatening his masculinity. And I said, well, and I was trying to sound like super helpful. I was like, well, okay, is he like the key turned in the ignition? It's on and you touch the bed. He's like, I know what I'm doing. So that's a way of saying, I don't want you to tell me anything. And then he said, the starter's bad. Yeah, it's not starting. It's just, it's sort of like trying to catch or whatever, but it's not starting. So that would have been a $120 starter that he was saying was bad, on top of the labor for it. And then the car still wouldn't have started. So because, it would start with a jump, but it's not going to start the regular way. It would still need work done. I still don't quite know what the issue is. He didn't put in the starter relay. He said the starter relay is not under the steering wheel. So I don't know about that. That's a separate issue. So I still got the starter relay with me. I don't know what to do about that. And the mad scientist is still, my mechanic friend's still not getting back to me. I'll try one last time to get a hold of him, but Sunday or Monday I'm leaving for Los Angeles. This homeless filmmaker's leaving for Los Angeles. And I guess they weren't counting on a YouTuber doing this. It would be easier for them if it was a little old lady who they told, well, your starter's bad. You just got to get it fixed. You do your job. You listen to people too. So call them here at Arlington Auto Clinic. Be polite. They're probably going to be polite to you on the phone. No need to harass them or, belittle them or something. Just say, hi, I watched Angelo's video on how your mechanic had to jumpstart his car on April 24th. Let me make sure I got the date right. I'm sure I do. Yes. And say, I don't appreciate that the mechanic was not giving him all the information and willing to listen to him, because the mechanic was saying my starter's bad, my brand new starter. And on top of that, it's kind of neither here nor there, but it's kind of for their knowledge, it's worth knowing that they're doing it to a homeless person who doesn't have a job. Again, as far as where the integrity is on that, it makes no difference if I was, a millionaire doing that to me, or an elderly widower or whatever. It doesn't matter. But that's the fact that came out, the fact that they did it to a homeless person. Let them know they got no business doing that to somebody. You don't appreciate it, and that's that. You don't have to go doing anything else or whatever. There's no need to, call over and over again, but let them know, because think about how many people deal with bad mechanics and how it's incumbent on us, apparently, to try and keep mechanics honest and fair with us, because a lot of us don't know how to fix our own cars. So you call Arlington Auto Clinic, tell them, hi, I saw Angelo Mike's video flying over trout. He's a homeless YouTuber and he's had car problems with his starter, but your mechanic wrongly told him that his brand new starter is bad. And he didn't want to listen when I was explaining how to jumpstart the car, like it was hurting his feelings. So tell him to get, his emotions in order, because there's no reason to do that to someone when I was trying to help them. In other words, to let your negative vision steer someone away from helping you. So he was just fortunate that I was willing to just totally overlook it and go over and pretend like nothing happened, because of course he was being an asshole to me. With that, I'm leaving for Los Angeles. By the time I put this video up, I may already be well into my drive there. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hey, try and keep mechanics honest. And I'm being very fair to them. No, I didn't insult them. I didn't say anything mean about them or rude. I didn't disparage them. So, I'm not saying harass them, not saying insult them, just tell exactly the facts. Like, if this guy didn't like it, well, learn how to be more clear with people and learn how to accept information. So thanks for watching, everybody. This is Angelo, been homeless in Northern Virginia for 5.5 months. Keep mechanics honest. Keep the people you work with honest. Don't accept stuff that sounds weird and you're like, I don't know about that. Sometimes there's info like that happens, but that's why you verify too. And you definitely don't tell people like, well, you're hurting my fifis. I don't want to deal with this. Like the video, subscribe, all that stuff, comment, and call Arlington, what is it called? Arlington Auto Clinic. I was about to call it Auto Body. Arlington Auto Clinic, and let them know, because you're doing a good thing. You're helping keep them honest. It's not just me. I may be back here. By the way, I fully intend on coming back here once I'm back in the area and if I need work on my car. So I'm not trying to alienate them or ruin my relationship with them or, do an ambush video on them. I'm trying to explain you should keep mechanics honest and let them know, treat everybody fairly around here. Because if they're willing to do that to me, they're willing to do it to other people. Unfortunately, with you all, I have this platform to speak out against it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.